Hey guys, Jason with CV Custom. So today we're going a little off track. We're going to actually be working on trailer ramps for our trailer, and not even for a car, for a tractor, but we're gonna make them strong enough so that they can load all of our cars, especially if they can load a tractor. So basically what happened is a few years ago I had a local high school build a trailer for me, and they did a great job. It's a 26-foot gooseneck, 14,000 pound trailer. Actually, we modified the design so it's actually 28 foot because we built it to haul 2 Jeeps to the trail when we do our Jeep trips. Long story short, the ramps were pretty much only good for a Jeep. They're very short, and the Jeeps had no problem getting up, but there was no way to get any kind of vehicle up. And the tractor weighs 8,000 pounds. I had to look it up, but I knew it was heavy. The reason I'm doing a video on how I built my ramps is because all the other ramps I've seen out there were made out of 3/16 angle, even 1/4 inch channel, very heavy. And I didn't really find any that were 8 foot long like I'm building. So I'm gonna build 8 foot long ramps, and I'm gonna use 1/8 inch steel instead of 3/16. So I'm gonna build it lighter, and I'm also gonna load one of the heavier things that everybody else was talking about, 6,000 pound tractors. I'm gonna load an 8,000 pound tractor. And even if we load the tractor and the ramps bend, if I'm wrong, I'm gonna publish the video so you get to see it, because hey, if I mess up, I messed up and we'll try again. But we're gonna build these ramps out of 1/8 inch, and I got a little bit of a special design for it so it'll hold the weight. So I hope you guys like the video, and let's check out the ramp project. So like I said, a little bit of an afterthought, but the ramps I told you about, these are the ramps that were just, hey, these might work. They gave them to me. They weren't built with a lot of thought, but they were straight before we tried to load the tractor. And when we tried to load the tractor, they ended up looking like that. Now, when the trailer was built, there actually used to be a clip in there. There's a clip on the other side, but when the trailer was built, they built me these ramps, and these guys are super short. I don't know if I can pull them out with one hand, but I'll pull them out so you can kind of see how they look, and then maybe I'll set those on so you can see how those look, and then we'll see how these new 8 foot ramps hold up to the weight of the tractor. I'll show you guys the tractor too, so let's see if this pans out. All right, so there they are. The ones with the diamond plate, they slide into the little pocket, and this is what the students at the local high school built for me. But they're very short. They're pretty much only good for a Jeep. And then these, while they're not much longer, they really didn't have a whole lot of strength to them. And the tractor, which is not a tiny tractor, again, we'll go over and look at the tractor in just a second, it bent it pretty quick. So the new ramps might actually pan out. Let's go look at the tractor. All right, real quick, we're not going to waste a lot of time, but here's the tractor. A lot of weights in the front. This right here is a wheel weight, so that's a lot of weight, and I'm pretty sure there's water in all 4 tires. So the tractor is nice and heavy. It's a 4-wheel drive. We use it on the orchard, and it actually turns pretty sharp, because let me show you this. When you turn your steering, there's this pivot point that hits right here, and then this whole midsection moves the entire axle over. This thing turns very, very sharp, which is awesome for orchard tractor stuff. So this is what we've got to try and get on the trailer so we can get the box scraper on with the trailer at the same time. And we need ramps that that will hold it. Whew. Good luck to us. All right, so I couldn't resist showing you the Dodge hooked up to the trailer, because you guys know we built the engine for this Dodge and it pulls it like a champ. The trailer was designed for 2 Jeeps. That's what I built it for, or what I had the high school build it for, was so I could pull 2 Jeeps to the trail. We got our tow rig ready to do it. Now let's get the ramps ready. Okay, so on the ramps, they're 8 foot long now, and we've got some cleanup to do on some of the welding and we got to put the hooks on the front. We're going to do the same angle iron hooks that the other two ramps have, but if you look at the way we built these ramps, and we'll flip them over so you can see them a little better. We did the tubing, and then we did kind of like a truss style system, so that as the tractor goes up, it'll push against the flat bar, and the flat bar should stop the tubing from bending. And all of those other angle irons, that was all done with like a 3/16. We did all this with 1/8 inch because we were trying to lighten it up. We were adding more steel, but thinner steel, because we want it to be able to well, you want to be able to move it around. I still think it's going to be heavy, so I guess it has to be heavy to put a tractor on. All right, so we're going to get the hook set on, and then I'll show you how this looks compared to the other two ramps. And then the moment of truth comes when we actually put the tractor on the trailer. So if you want to see that, and I'll tell you guys, if it bends the ramps, I'm going to publish the video anyways. You'll see it, and you'll see that it worked or it didn't. So good luck to us. So one other thing I wanted to point out while I have the ramps right here where you can see it, is we put all of the angle iron that goes across for the tractor, we put it flush. So the idea is we're going to cap this with a thick diamond plate aluminum so that we can use this trailer to still do all of our classic trucks and cars and all that stuff. Although we will never get the Edsel on this trailer. The Edsel is way too low, but I think the 8-foot is going to give us a good stance. Let's get the hooks on and see how it looks. Okay, so new ramp, old ramp, freebie ramps, and you can see the difference in the approach. It's going to make it a lot easier to get some other vehicles on here and stuff. We're going to end up redoing the back end on the trailer if this all works out. Again, we're going to find out in just a second. So let's go get the tractor and see if these ramps hold. Okay, moment of truth. The ramps are set. Tractor's ready. Pull truck's good. I've got a buddy who's going to film it. Like I said, guys, if it bends, I'm going to post it anyways, so hopefully it works out.
Load it with something.
Okay guys, so there's more to this because we want to be able to pull the drag scraper up. It's an 8-foot drag scraper, so we're actually going to put leaves on the side of the ramps that are not on there yet, but they did not bend. I think you guys saw in the video. So now that we know they didn't bend, they're worth putting the extensions on the side. We'll get into that here in just a second. Just wanted to show you the tractor on the trailer and straight ramps, 8-foot. Okay, so if you made it to the end, you know it worked. I'm pretty excited about it. But now I'm going to take a second before we end our video, and I'm going to show you the ramp one more time and talk about why it worked, or at least why I think the design worked. So let's take a look at the ramp, and thanks again for stopping by, guys, and we'll show you all this right here, and I'll talk about the size of steel and all that stuff. So let's go. Okay, so this is just people who are, or for people who are interested in actually building a ramp like this. It's actually going to slide underneath the trailer. I built them 8-foot because that's how long I had to make a rack to just slide them in, because I didn't want to carry them around a lot. But All the angle iron is 1/8 inch. I don't know if we can really see how thin that is. And then we capped it with some other 1/8 inch, just a little 1 inch, 1/8 inch. Or that might be 3/4, I can't remember. That still was just laying around. When I built the trailer, I added this extra tube in the center, not for any other reason other than I thought I might put another strap down the center, which would have made it stronger, I think. Ended up not doing it because it just seemed like it would work. So the reason I think it worked is these trusses. Now we got a lot of welding cleanup before we paint it, and we're gonna actually add some more to the ramp, so we can't do any of that till we get these extensions on for the drag scraper. And then we're gonna cap it in diamond plate aluminum. But what we did was we wrapped the flat bar around the end after we framed it in, and then we put this center tube and we put the strap beginning to end. Then we cut these pieces, and they were tight right here, and we hammered them across to put tension on the bar. So this was already tight before the tractor ever got on it. So basically we put tension on it, making the ramp bow up a little bit so that when we load it, all this tightens up and it can't bend. I think that's why it worked, and I'm pretty happy with the design. So there you go, guys. It's 8 foot long, 20 inches wide. We even used 3/16 for the hook. Down the road, if we built another set, I'd like to do some, you know, some like plasma CNC hooks, make it look cleaner. This is pretty much just a ramp that anybody without special tools, you just need a welder, you can build it. So that's it, guys. Thanks again, and see you on the next one.